Hey guys, Second Act Comeback here. Welcome to the channel, and today I want to talk about when you feel like quitting, when you feel like throwing in the towel, what it is you need to do to gather yourself and keep going. First, I want to say you are not alone. If you've ever felt like quitting or you've ever felt like it's too hard, myself as an entrepreneur have had some really challenging times lately, and while I have not yet achieved said goals, the things that I have written down for myself, the images that I have visualized for my future, I'm still striving for those things as well. So as life is lifing, as opposition is oppositioning, as circumstances are causing me to develop perseverance, I have had those moments too where you consider, what if I just go another way? What if I do something different? But I want to tell you the three things that I focus on, the three things that I think about when it gets too hard. First, remember why you started. Remember why you're doing what it is you do. For me, when I was let go and I decided not to go back into corporate America, to a job and a career that I was completely unfulfilled in, giving so much of my time and my effort and my life to someone else's legacy, to someone else's family's name, I made a decision to walk away from that and build something for myself, to hand down something to my children and grandchildren. And when I think about why I started this, when I think about the long days, the thankless hours that I worked giving myself, and while I totally take responsibility for the fact that I neglected myself, neglected my health, those were also a part of the reason that I decided to walk away. The fact that the things, the gifts, the talents on the inside of me are not just to build someone else's empire. They are so that I can do what it is that I was placed in this earth to do. And trudging my own way into entrepreneurship is one of the main reasons I decided to walk away and to chart my own course. So it's very, very important when you feel like quitting, when you feel like throwing in the towel, when you feel like saying no more. It's just easier to turn back, that you have to remember why you started this way. When I think about the two guys, there were two guys that founded Airbnb, and reading about their story, how they started it was really interesting, but they needed to raise some extra money. So they, said, hey, let's let some of the people that were coming into town, let's let them rent up space in our apartment. Well, as it went off, they I think they said they had 10 or 11 people that took them up on their offer. So they thought, hey, this might be a really good business idea. Let's pursue this. And as these guys were pursuing the Airbnb business and trying to get investors to invest in them, they were very skeptical. They thought it was kind of bizarre that people would, loan out their homes to complete strangers, people they didn't know. So these guys just believed in what they believed in their vision. They believed in their dream so much that they maxed out all their credit cards. They actually even sold novelty cereal boxes, and they just kept keeping their eye on what it is they saw when they invited those guests in, and they believed in why they started this thing. And eventually it caught. Eventually investors believed in them. And now today, Airbnb is a multi-billion-dollar company. So they kept in mind why they started it. The second thing I would say to you is acknowledge the growth and the struggle. Guys, in entrepreneurship and in many things you're going to do, if you're going to grow, it is not comfortable. The element of growth requires you to be stretched. It requires you to, gain skills that you didn't have before, to learn things you didn't have before, and to, just develop bandwidth. You know, it's like losing weight. It's a struggle. I can tell you myself, when I'm at the gym and some of the things that I'm trying to do, my body is like, we are not bending that way. We are not stretching that way. And it is a push and a struggle. And eventually, when you keep counteracting the resistance, when you keep pushing against the resistance, you're eventually going to have some success. In anything that you do, there's going to be a fight to apprehend it. You know, I think about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry believed in what he was doing. He believed in that dream. He faced homelessness. He faced poverty. But if you read his story, if you listen to his autobiography, he talks about the times that he was homeless and, you know, the poverty, you know, the times that he didn't even have 2 nickels to rub together, how that developed resilience, that developed strength. And he just kept going to Hollywood and he kept pitching his ideals. And he said it was during that season that he grew and he developed the heart and the muscle to continue to push through it. And now today, I don't think there's a household that doesn't know Tyler Perry's name. The same way with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. You know, he says that he has the same sort of story. He actually was kicked off the Canadian Football League team. He faced financial struggles. He faced depression. And he talks about it was in that season when he just persevered and he pushed through. And again, now today, Rock is world-renowned, a world-renowned actor. There's nowhere he can't go that people don't know him, that people don't respect him. And he says that it was during the hardest times of his life that he just pushed against those things, that he truly attributes those to growing him, to developing the character that he is today, and to making him the man that he is today. So remember, life is not going to be always easy. It's not always rainbows and cotton candy, but push through the hard times, guys. Push through the struggles and allow yourself to be made better from it. Lastly, I want to say, before you consider quitting, before you throw in the towel, visualize the finish line. Visualize yourself at the finish line. Guys, I think it was Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. He talks so much about visualization, seeing the end before you get there, keeping the end in mind from the beginning. You know, guys, the creator of the universe, God, that's a God concept. That's how he thinks. When he talks about Jesus, he describes him as the lamb that was slain before the foundations of the world. That means in his mind, the end was already finished before he even created the world. So see yourself at the finish line before you get there and work from that. So yes, I understand that it gets hard. I understand that it gets challenging. I'm in this race too. And as a new entrepreneur, I have had some days where it felt like I wanted to throw in the towel. But I remembered why I'm there, why I have decided to tread this route, and that keeps me in the game. Secondly, I acknowledge that it's not always going to be easy. And yes, there is a lot of growth opportunities. And I just remember that I'm going to push past it and I'm going to see what it is I am striving and working for. Lastly, visualize yourself already there. Visualize yourself as that successful entrepreneur. Visualize yourself as that one that serves and helps others and makes their lives better. Visualize yourself as that millionaire that there's no limits to what you can achieve. Visualize yourself as that person that is resilient and doesn't stop whenever resistance comes. So, reminder, don't throw in the towel. What you're working for is worth it. What you visualize yourself doing, it's worth it. The dream that you have for your life, for future generations, is worth it. Keep pressing forward. Okay? That's my lesson for today. So if that helps, like, subscribe, share, and turn on the notifications button so that you know when I go live again. Have a good day, guys.